Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I want to talk about an aspect of photography that everyone should be familiar with: smartphone photography. We see a lot of people now taking pictures with their smartphones, and arguably smartphones now have become very good in the last couple of years. So the cameras themselves can take pictures that can not really rival, but get pretty close to what you would want. Nah, not even close. You can get some really good pictures out of your smartphone now. This is not really a video for professionals, but it's more or less a video for like beginners who love taking pictures on their smartphones but want to just get better at it. So tip number one. First thing you're going to want to learn in terms of anything to do with photography, it's all about light. If you have no light, you have no photo. So I guess with that equation, you could kind of say that if you have good light, you could get a good photo. I would say that the lighting that you choose can make or break your photo. So if you choose good light, you have the potential to get good pictures. If you choose bad lighting to take your pictures in, then your chances are slim to none. My dog is right here. You can't see because she's out of frame. Taking pictures of like landscapes and flowers and stuff. And if you stop that. Most people, when they start off taking pictures, they start taking pictures of like landscapes, trees, the forest, buildings, stuff like that. If you want to start taking better landscape pictures, I would say to utilize something like what photographers like to call the golden hour. I would say an hour and a half after sunrise and an hour and a half before sunset. Not really like an hour. It could vary. It could be like sometime after sunset, like after the sun goes down, or sometime before the sun comes up. It all depends on the look you're going for and the type of light you want in your picture. And you can see here in some of these sunrise pictures I took at O2 Park, it was just before sunrise and a little bit after sunrise. So you can see the difference in light you can get across your landscape. The same thing applies for sunset pictures. And I would say for like in low light situations, if you want to take better pictures at your dinner table or just of your family and friends, get a second light source. So if you have other friends or family members at the table with smartphones, just ask one of them to turn their camera flash on and just point it at your subject just to get some better lighting at front. The closer you are to your subject with the light, it will be a little bit more harsh, and the further you step back away from it, it will be softer on the person. Just get to that little sweet spot where it's bright enough and soft enough for your subject. Alright, the next thing is framing. Framing is another thing that can make or break your photo. Bad framing can definitely break the photo that you're taking. So take into consideration how you're going to set up your shot before you actually take it, so that when you go into editing, if you want to edit your photos, or if you go into Instagram and you want to crop something, you actually have a good photo to start with instead of having to crop down on an already bad photo. So a simple trick is like the rule of thirds, which is a rule you can break. Just let me tell you that off the bat. Try to align your horizon with like the bottom line. That's what I like to do. I like to leave enough space. Like if it's a really nice dynamic sky, I would push more of the sky to the top frame. But if there was a lot going on in the bottom frame, I would try to drag it down a little bit more. So it all depends on what you're trying to frame up in your shot. For example, somewhere around here, if I were presenting something like this lens, I would try to place it somewhere around on this side, you know, because there's a PowerPoint here. They call these little intersections PowerPoints. I don't know where they are, but they're floating somewhere around here. But it works well in terms of like food photography and product photography, but it also works really well for landscapes, especially if you know where to frame, let's say like a lighthouse somewhere on that side. That'll be good. Okay, so the third tip I have for you, whether you're using an Android or an Apple smartphone, both of them should have some sort of manual controls for your camera. So you can set your shutter speed, your ISO, and your aperture manually instead of having the camera do it in auto mode for you. So now with that sort of control, you can now do stuff like long exposure photography. It's better to have the manual controls over the auto sometimes. Sometimes it's better to just shoot auto, I'm serious. But for the most part, when you have full control over what you're doing, it can yield better results. Also, in the manual mode, if you can get into the settings and change the resolution of your images, bump it all the way to the highest resolution you can shoot in. Shooting like the lower formats, just shoot maximum resolution. That will have an immediate difference in the kind of pictures you're getting out of your camera, and you'll see the difference in like Instagram or like Facebook and maybe even if you pull that picture down from your phone and place it on like Lightroom or something, you have a really good picture to start off with as opposed to like a compressed JPEG. Alright, so tip number 4. This one is not really a tip to say that'll help you take the picture better, like it'll come out of the camera better. So let's say I take a picture of my DSLR and I want to post it on Instagram. I use no filters whatsoever. I edit it one way and it goes straight to Instagram that way. So if you're taking a picture on your smartphone, instead of using a filter, I would try using manual editing. Try like bumping up exposure, playing with like saturation, black shadows, white. But it just try playing with all the little adjustments that you can make instead of just going with one set filter. For example, look at this, right? Does this look good? No, it doesn't. This is a filter that like Premiere can set on your images for you. Now, how about this? Now this one is something that I decided to use instead of what Adobe told me that I needed to use. So let's just go back to regular, right, so let's just go back to regular white balance. So as you can see from that example, sometimes it's better to choose the look you want for your photo instead of having one generic look set for you. That is something that can really make your picture stand out from everyone else's, especially if everyone is going to be using like lo-fi and Valencia filters every single day. Some people would not like to do that. Some people just like using filters. That's fine. I totally get that. But if you just want to get that extra out of your photos, I would recommend like editing it separately, like really taking the time to edit your photos. The last one is super easy. It's just take more pictures. If you want to get better at photography, only way to get better at photography is to take pictures. I think Jake the dog from Adventure Time said it best.
Dude, sucking at something is the first step towards being sort of good at something.
I took a lot of bad photos before I actually started getting fairly decent ones. And I wasn't even shooting on this camera. I was shooting on like a Nikon Coolpix or something like that. I remember that I can actually get my hands on that camera still. Even if you're just at one scene, take a bunch of them, like frame them in different areas, and at least when you move from that location, like when you get home and you actually want to edit these pictures, post them on Instagram or whatever, you have choices. Okay, well, I like this framing at that point in time, but I hate it now and I actually like this framing, instead of having to go back a second day to do over another photo shoot. Over time, you will get better and you will get faster at choosing which frames you want instead of having to just take a bunch of pictures and choose when you get home. And for a bonus tip, wipe that camera before you take it. Nothing would show worse than lights or flares in your image when it has grease stains or fingerprints on it. Nothing would make it. So look at the lights here. Look at this light. Look at the light now. That is a big difference, right? That is a huge difference, and I would say keep that in mind whenever you're taking pictures. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you like it, please leave a thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry for disappointing you. If you do want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe down below. I will be doing a lot more videos like this in the future instead of vlogs like this one and that one. Alright, so that's it for today. I hope you liked this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.